All right, y'all. So join me at Red Lobster. So y'all know, y'all seen it on social media that they have a new menu. They got a new CEO, and baby, he is not playing with the people. He came out with a new menu. They got new drinks. They got new platters and such. Baby, they say they got a crab boil bag. So that's what I had wanted to try. And as you can see, they only got two choices, the Mariner's Boil and the Sailor's Boil. Only two choices of butter, roasted garlic and Cajun butter. They got a couple of other items on the menu, but I wasn't interested in it. I did get a salad. We're gonna get into that later. Just keep watching. I'm going to explain where the salad came from because this is not what I intended to have. So they brought me out the crab boil bag, right? So I'm just showing y'all what was in it. I had 2 pieces of corn. I had a lot of potatoes. There were some shrimp down in there, and then a lobster tail that was cut in half. So yeah, that was it. So now I'm about to get into it, and yeah, y'all just see this. Y'all see, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Stay tuned after this. Just keep watching. I'm gonna get into a detailed review of what I thought. Was it a hit or miss? How did the new CEO do? Y'all keep watching. Keep watching. We're gonna get into it. Child, listen. You know what? I done tried to record this. I thought I ain't hit record and I did, so let's try this again. Okay, so I'm you see where I'm at? I'm in the car. Okay. So I'm done with my early dinner, whatever, late lunch, whatever you want to call it, down to the Red Lobster. And okay, hear me out. So today is the first day that they're supposed to have the new menu items, right? So I go in, and y'all, it's empty in there. It is empty. There's maybe 8 cars out here, and you know some of them people got to work. Y'all don't mind my hair, baby. I've been blowing it being fabulous today. It's not packed in there. It's not nothing. So I get in there, and I'm standing at the little podium. I look over it, and they've got the menu inserts. And it's got the new menu. So when the lady comes to seat me, I said, I want to make sure that y'all got the new menu items that they've been talking about online. And she was like, yes, we got everything. I was like, okay, cool. So she seats me at the table. My waitress comes. And she takes my drink order. She comes back. She was like, are you ready to order? I said, yes. I said, I think I want to do the Mariner's Boil. They've got 2 different boils. So the Mariner's Boil, you're supposed to get shrimp, potatoes, corn, crab legs, and a lobster tail. So that's the one I wanted to do. I think it was like $48. Y'all might have to refer back to the picture that I posted. I think it was like $48. So I was like, I want to do this one. And she looks at me and she says, well, let me see if we got it. She was like, because I know we may be out of it and we don't got nobody back there that can make it. So let me check. And I'm looking at her like, what you mean you ain't got nobody back there that can make it? So, but I kept that to myself. So I heard her. She went and talked to the lady that sat me. Then she went back to the kitchen. So then she comes back and she was like, yeah, we don't have it. We don't have anybody to make it. We had some pre-made, but we sold out of what we had. And we don't have anymore. We don't have anybody back there that can make it. She was like, but you can do the other boil, and I cannot remember what it was called right off the top of my head, but there's another boil for like it might have been $28 or something like that. She was like, well, you can do this one. And I was like, well, I don't want that one because I wanted the crab legs, really. So she was like, well, you can do this one and then we can add crab legs. But then when I looked at the price, by the time I did that, I was going to end up paying more than the Mariner's boil. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that because I'm going to end up paying more and I'm not going to get the lobster tail. And she was like, oh, okay. I was like, just give me a side salad and just give me the cheddar bay biscuits. And that'll be fine since I'm already here. So she takes my order, she leaves. About 5 minutes later, she comes back and she says, well, we've got somebody that can make it. And I was like, okay. She was like, so do you want to do that? And I said, yeah, that's fine. So a few minutes later, she comes back with the salad. And I'm looking at her like, what? She was like, I know you decided to go with the boil, but since we made you jump through hoops or whatever, I went ahead and gave you the salad. But you won't be charged for it. I said, okay, cool. So she comes out a few minutes later and she brings the bag. Now, usually the bag will be tied up in the little tray and they would just sit it on the table in front of you and then you do what you do. No. They open up the bag for you, roll it down, all of that stuff. And then they set it in front of you. So I showed you the video of what it looked like. Honestly, I'm gonna give it about a 6.5 out of 10. Compared to other crab boil places, other seafood places that I've been, I'm gonna give it about a 6.5 out of 10. There wasn't much seasoning on it. It looked like it had some seasoning on it, but I couldn't taste it. Now, the Cajun part, like spicy, somehow I tasted that. Like my mouth was a little warm, but there was no flavor. If that makes sense. My mouth was warm, but I didn't taste anything. It wasn't flavorful. So it was a lot of potatoes. So you would get full off of it if you ate the potatoes. They were big potatoes, and then they had them cut up. You got 2 pieces of corn. You got a cluster and a half. So you got the cluster with the whatever, and then you got 2. What you call? Is they tentacle? What is they called? 2 little legs from a cluster. So you got a cluster. I'm gonna say and a half. Okay, you got a cluster and a half, because the other one it was no full cluster. It was just 2 legs. Okay, you got a cluster and 2 legs, and then you had a lobster tail, a smaller one. They slice it in half so it look like you got 2 pieces of lobster tail, but no, it's 1 piece of lobster tail just cut in half. Okay, and I think I got 10 shrimp. The shrimp was good. It wasn't overcooked. Sometimes they can overcook the shrimp. It was good.
The potatoes were cooked well. The crab legs weren't mushy or anything like that. They cracked really good. It wasn't that much seasoning on it. All in all, my total bill, because I got a sweet tea. So I got the Mariner's Boil and the Cajun butter. Again, they only have 2 flavors that you can get. The Cajun butter and something else. Refer back to the menu. And I got the sweet tea and the Mariner's Boil. And it was $52.08. So I gave $7.92 in tip. So I spent $60. Was it worth it? No. It wasn't. Now I realized that Red Lobster is going through some things. Going through some changes. Work on the seasoning. Overall, it was a decent, maybe give a little less potato and finish out that cluster. Give 2 full clusters. Less potato. Okay? 2 full cluster, less potato. The side salad that I had, lackluster. You saw the video, you saw the picture. If I had paid for it, I would have asked for my money back. Yeah. Work on it a little bit. It's got potential. Just, we need more seasoning. Work on your presentation a little bit with the side salad. And just take it from there. I'm rooting for Red Lobster. It used to be one of my favorite places to come after church. It really, really did on Sundays. But I'm rooting for the people. Just work on it a little bit. I'm gonna give them time to get the kinks out, and then I might come back in a month or 2 and see. But yeah, work on the season. And then too, I have to remember that at first they said they didn't have nobody to make it. Then she came back and said they did. Maybe I got an experimentation try. Maybe that's why, I got maybe a half a cluster and not that much seasoning, because somebody just tried to put it together to make it. I don't know. I'm just speculation. But if y'all have tried it, let me know what y'all thought. And if it's something else y'all want me to try, leave it down in the comments below. And I'll see y'all later.